Good evening, gentlemen. You both received the rules earlier in the dressing room by the New York State Athletic Commission. I expect you to obey these rules. Let's have a nice, clean fight. Touch gloves. Good luck to the both of you.
Okay, let's go.
Lennox Lewis, as you said, Jim, has been winning the battles.
But he can take another step toward public acceptance here because most fight fans know how tough Mercer is, even if he's a little raw. Mercer sticks a jab to start things off and tries to land a right hand that could shake Lewis up early.
Let's keep it clean now.
Mercer with an early football tactic here, and referee Arthur Mercanti Jr. says, keep it clean. It's been almost a year since Ray Mercer's had a fight.
Well, Ray Mercer's been in with one of the best jabbers in boxing than Larry Holmes. So Lewis had better think about doing something other than jabbing. You better put some leather out there.
Well, but Holmes picked Mercer apart with the jab. It's not a bad blueprint for going after him.
I don't think Lewis has the same kind of body, can withstand the same kind of body punching.
Keep him clean now.
That Holmes can.
Right.
Yeah, Larry had a little extra padding, huh?
But then again, Lewis has a better right hand.
And in the last bout against Morrison, as we told you, he showed a left hook and an uppercut. Now Mercer is scoring with his jab, and Lewis really hasn't gotten into a rhythm.
Has a short neck. Hard to get in punches around his chin to drop him. That neck is short and thick. Whenever my wife see guys with necks like that.
Mercer, a hard puncher, landed a right hand there, and that got the crowd excited. Mercer is regarded as having one of the better chins in boxing. Maybe it comes from that short fire hydrant neck of his, George.
Mercer better be advised also in his strategy. Get ahead and win those points. Forget about a knockout. Sure, you're strong, you can take a punch, but forget that. Don't do the expected. Stand up there and take a lot of punishment. Get in there and win points.
One of Mercer's cornermen revealed to us today that he suffered a cut lower lip in training and it hasn't completely healed. So we're expecting to see a small spigot of blood from Mercer's lower lip when and if Lewis is able to land a right hand on the button.
Mercer's always stood up and took right hands, but this is one guy, Lewis. You can't just do that.
Lewis threw a lot of jabs in round one, 47 by punch stat numbers, only landed one, or only landed 9, I should say. So that's a low connect rate, but it's the activity that matters more.
And I wouldn't advise Mercer to just go walking through this guy. Lennox Lewis, a little more power on his right hand because he throws it downward.
Step back.
Like the great pitcher J.R. from the Houston Astros.
James Rodney Richard.
That's him. Or Bob Gibson. These guys will come out that mound and it puts a little more onto the right hand.
There it was, the overhand right with a downward trajectory when it comes to the chin. Mercer trying to fight the same fight so far here that he fought early against Holyfield. He threw 24 jabs in round one. That's a good output for Ray Mercer.
Keep him up, Lennox! Keep him up!
Looked like a borderline punch. Boy, he's hit Mercer with some really heavy shots, and Mercer just hasn't budged yet.
Here in round two, and the jab is starting to land rather than simply to go out there.
Why go down and bob and weave? Never teach a tall guy to bob and weave.
There he brought himself down into range for Mercer's right hand.
And as you can see, you give the other guy courage.
Crowd rising in excitement now as Mercer pins Lewis against the ropes. Most of the Garden hoping for the big upset here.
Mercer lands good head shots, but he doesn't effectively go back to the body to make sure that the steam stay out of Lewis's punches. Lennox Lewis has been tall.
2 spirited rounds so far from merciless Ray Mercer. But is he well conditioned enough to do this through the long course of the bout against the bigger man?
Here you come, Mercer crowding Lewis, landing a good straight, stiff left jab and following with a right hand. Comes back with a left and a right high on the head.
Stewart urging Lewis to relax and allow Mercer to wear himself down. Mercer's trainer, Tommy Parks, says whack him.
No doubt about it, but he's got to learn to take his rest by moving a little closer to Lennox Lewis. You rest close. When you want to fight, you stand out, but when you want to rest, get up close, because Lewis is ineffective when you're close up on him.
Mercer short with the right hand, comes back to land a jab. Lewis trying to remember to pepper Mercer with the jab.
And not find out something about the left jab. What do you do after a guy jabs you?
Mercer lands an uppercut inside and now gets a short overhand right in.
The major problem with Lewis, he's a puncher. Shouldn't spend too much time trying to teach a puncher to box. Keep putting it in there. Go to the body some. You'll get him. That's when he's more effective. You cannot revert to boxing.
Now this is interesting, George, because you say Lewis is a puncher, and certainly he has the power to be seen that way. But earlier in his career, before Stewart got hold of him, a lot of people said he was nothing but a timid counterpuncher.
Yeah, but that counterpunch, Lewis' strategy should be jab, go to the body, back up to the head, but do not give you Mercer any courage. Mercer's strategy should be to stay close, win points.
Mercer lands the left hand and tries to come with the right behind it. Pace has slowed in the third round to Lewis's advantage, but now Mercer is flurrying down the stretch of the round, trying to steal one. Stewart telling Lennox Lewis that he has trained for a tough fight, so not to worry about the spark that Mercer has shown in the first 3 rounds. At 247 on the scales, Lewis does appear to be in superb condition. And through the first 3 rounds, let's take a look at Harold Letterman's scorecard. Harold?
Jim, 29-28, 2 rounds to 1, merciless Ray Mercer. I just think that in rounds 1 and 3, he got inside enough.
We have the same score, Harold.
Good combination by Lewis. Mercer momentarily stunned. Lewis trying to leap in with the right hand, and Ray holds on.
It was that uppercut that started that combination and hurt Mercer.
Uppercut through the guard.
Now Mercer was being real successful by out-jabbing Lewis. He's made him abandon his jab, which is good, but once you make him abandon his jab, then you start jabbing. Mercer isn't doing it now.
Another terrific combination at close range by Lewis. Mercer holds his arms back as if to say, I'm not hurt, I'm not sure I believe it. Mercer coming on with a straight right hand.
Jabbing. Make the bigger man think he can't jab. Then when he starts fighting you, move away a little bit.
And we think the trickle of blood from Ray Mercer's lower lip may have begun. If so, I would have to guess it was one of those uppercuts that started it. Mercer landing a short right hand inside as he holds on to Lewis, and now Lewis is hurt by the right hand. Lennox not holding on. Mercer pounds away. And a great right uppercut by Lewis. And Mercer comes back.
Watch those heads.
This this is a demonstration of conditioning with Lennox Lewis. He's taken all that Mercer has given, and he's still trying to get in a good punch.
And he got in a great combination just as the bell sounded.
After watching Lewis in this round, I'm beginning to think maybe you can turn a soprano into a tenor, because he is really brawling. We haven't seen that. Mercer turns it back around, and before the end of this round, Lewis had turned it around once again. Some real rare back and forthing with heavy blows in that big fourth round.
Spectacular punch stat numbers from the fourth round. Lewis threw 39 power shots and landed 29 of them, 74%. Mercer, 17 of 25 in power shots. I don't think they did any real damage.
Not at all, and then they were pretty much punches thrown a little without looking.
Come on, let's box.
Mercer not only has an iron chin, he seems to have an iron middle as well.
But if this fight continues to go on and on and on, those body punches by Lewis will take their toll pretty soon. Just cannot take those kind of body punches from a big heavyweight and continue to absorb right hands on the chin.
Overhand right missed by Lewis. He comes back with a leaping left hook. Mercanti just barely gets out of the way. Mercer.
A lot of this is because he's throwing those punches up high where they take a lot of your wind.
But more and more, Lewis seems to be searching for a one-punch knockout, and that's not going to help him.
One of the things you can notice here is that when Mercer jabs, he really commits to the jab, and Lewis still doesn't do that.
Right hand was blocked. Lewis taking a lot of leather here from Ray Mercer.
Mercer got to understand, once you hit these young guys with 2 and 3 jabs, brace yourself, they're going to pay you back. So he's got to keep his hands up. As soon as he hits him with 2 shots, get your hands up. He's coming back.
Of jabs, and many of them are good stiff jabs.
18 of 27 jabs in round 5, and the result of all that is that Lewis's eyes are beginning to swell. So that's why Mercer's corner told him, keep going to the jab, you're messing up his eyes, or something to that effect. Lennox Lewis has been winning battles in court in New Jersey, seeking a fight against Mike Tyson, but none of that will mean anything.
You can get past any trial.
Let go. Great. Come on. Watch
the emphasis, George, is on horse. He is some tough guy.
And he's never been knocked out, so Lewis might be well advised to stick to his tactical advantages. But at some point in every fight, Mercer's pattern is that he loses focus and begins simply to brawl. That happens here. Remember that he's in against a bigger.
That he might be encouraged to stay with it.
He's stuck with the game plan so far. Lewis trying to turn everything around with one big uppercut inside. Lands the left hook. Mercer's kind of forgotten to go to the body here against Lennox.
You got to put in some body punches against a puncher. That's the only way to sap his energy.
Look how easily Mercer pops him in the face with the jab. Mercer landed a hard right hand counter, and Lewis is momentarily stunned again.
Remember, Lewis knows how to fight like this.
Knock that off!
Once you hit Lewis with hard shots, get out of his way.
Flurrying wildly at moments. Lewis loading up now on uppercuts, and that'll get him in trouble.
It's going to get him in a lot of trouble. Right now, he's got to reestablish himself as the boxer, the better jabber. Reestablish that, then go for the power punches.
Midway through the bout, time for Emanuel Stewart to go to work and prove what he says about his fighter.
Who looked at the beginning of the round like he was starting to get tired, but when he landed a good, when he had a good rally and landed a good combination, it seemed to put some more gas right into his tank. Emanuel Stewart has told, and he's gotten himself into that kind of a fight right now.
You can see the swelling around Lennox Lewis's right eye. The situation begins to become troublesome for Lewis.
Harold, after 6 rounds, your scorecard.
Larry, 4 rounds to 2, 58-56, merciless Ray Mercer. I think when that little guy gets inside, he does damage. And I gave him rounds 1, 3, 4, and 6 because he got inside and landed that hard right hand. And in a 10-round fight, Lennox Lewis is running out of rounds.
Still not enough head movement for Lewis, who when he steps inside against Mercer, gets peppered with left hands and short right hands. Some left hooks, but has not landed a big right hand over the top yet.
Step back.
Whatever he does, he can turn this fight around. It's equal right now. It's an even match.
Mercer again with a right hand counter inside. Lewis momentarily dropped his gloves and took another shot, but then Lennox came back with a counter of his own.
Mercer got hurt that time, and Lewis was out of position to take advantage of it.
And I still don't think Lennox realizes how hard he hit Mercer.
Break.
The way Mercer has done to him so far. Remember, Lewis starting to freshen up a little bit. Goes back to the jab and the straight right hand. Good footwork, good combinations, and Lewis suddenly has Mercer in trouble. Missed with the right hand uppercut inside.
This is the end of the round when Lewis may have won the round with this exchange in the last 15 seconds. Straight right, good body shots, another straight right.
Watch Mercer's energy level now as these late rounds progress. Can he do in the latter part of the fight what he did early? His pattern is, it's tough for him. And narrow the margin on the Letterman card.
They should have gave it to him in the first round. Get out there and win those rounds. And then when the fight goes on and on, you tell him to catch up on point. Nothing wrong with telling the puncher to win the round.
Mercer's left eye swelling up a little bit.
Stop holding, Lennox. Come on, break.
Tide is turning in Lewis's direction, but does he have a full understanding of that and the tactical will to make it stick?
Mercer starting to use feint. He fakes. He had Lewis jumping and going for fakes. Because he pretty much brought some of the power back off of it when he realized it was going to be low.
I'm not going to stand for that shit. Let's go. Come on.
Crowd likes Mercer trying to hit on the break, and Arthur McCanty didn't like it. Mercer swinging wildly with the right again.
Mercer got Lewis with a good right hand.
Both fighters with swollen eyes with Ray Mercer. Short right hand inside by Lewis. Mercer grabs him and stops the action.
And Mercer's found out now, if you keep your right hand and your left hand in front of you, Lewis is ineffective. He doesn't do anything when your hand's up. He waits until you drop one or the other. If you just put them in front of you, he will not do anything.
That's it. Trading uppercuts at close range. Both men landed. Hard right hand by Lewis. Mercer's winging shots from the outside and creating opportunities for Lewis, but Lewis is only sporadically taking advantage.
Yeah, Lewis, like I said, he should be still in rounds now. His corner told him late to win rounds, and he should have been doing this early on.
Let's see who flurries in these last 15 seconds.
Step back.
This looked like Lewis's best round.
That output dropped to 13. He landed only 7, so his activity level is going down. 8 rounds in the book. It's scheduled only for 10. Only for 10. You wonder if either fighter has paced himself thinking it's a 12-round bout. It is not.
Larry Merchant said something very important. Lewis is just not accustomed to throwing hard shots like that and a man staying up on his feet like.
Mercer to flurry in the first 30 seconds of this round and put him a little bit in the hole here. Ray Mercer with a spirited effort which could gain for him the biggest win of his career.
Now that's the Lennox Lewis right hand he's been waiting on all night.
Break! Step back now.
And that's exactly Larry's point, because virtually anybody else in his career, Lewis lands that right hand and the guy is down. Mercer able to feint Lewis out of position there.
Step back.
There's going to be some drama in the 10th round.
Step back. Let's go.
And you can almost hear the laughter in the Tyson camp if this decision goes against Lennox Lewis.
I wouldn't want to be the judge of this fight because both men have fought great. Lewis has had his advantages. Mercer's taken his advantages. It's been an equal match. Even so far in my mind.
The judges are from New York, New York, and New York. So there's not a British judge here, not a Canadian judge here. They're all New Yorkers. Lewis's supporters in the crowd chanting for him, Lennox, Lennox, Lennox. In this round, as he had in the few previous to it. And Mercer's having a good round.
Now Lewis, for the first time, all he did was just put his right hand up.
Step back,
That's
step back.
what he could have been doing all night. You don't have to jump back, drop your hands.
Arthur McCanty Jr. says, let's go. Who wants it? That's the big question now. Harold Letterman, how you got it after 9?
Jim, 5 rounds to 4, 86-85, Lennox Lewis. I think he won rounds 7, 8, and 9 to pull ahead. But boy, this is anybody's fight. If Ray Mercer starts to punch again, he certainly may be able to pull out this fight. This is darn close.
Larry?
This is one of those occasions when you got to say, cut yourself a new piece of bait, fish a little deeper. See what you got down deep.
The tough, big right hands occasionally.
Guys, I wouldn't be surprised to see the decision go for Mercer. I certainly wouldn't be surprised if judges gave Mercer the 9th round. He landed 70% of his jabs in that round.
Step back.
And remember, a draw would not be cheating anybody.
Not what, George? I didn't hear you. Handle Lewis. And he doesn't want to see him fall out of contention.
Neither fighter with a ton of energy left. Minute and a half to go. Another uppercut lands for Lewis. He's landed the more significant blows in the 10th so far. Remember that Mercer has scored late knockouts in dramatic situations against Francesca Damiani in the 9th round of a fight on which he was trailing in the scorecards. He was behind Tommy Morrison when he whacked him out of there. He hasn't had a lot of energy in this round. He's been throwing, but Lewis has been landing. Hard right hand for Mercer. Crowd rises in anticipation of the possible upset. Lewis knocked off balance by a left hand. Break! Mercer the aggressor.
Break.
minutes of the round. Lewis trying to flurry, and that's going to do it. Harold Letterman, who'd you give the 10th round to, and how did you score the fight?
Well, Jim, I gave the 10th round to Merciless Ray Mercer. So I got it 5 rounds to 5, 95-95. I got it a draw. I think that Ray Mercer just did enough.
And you're going to see the astonishing success of Ray Mercer with the jab. He wound up landing 59% of his punches in the bout, but Lewis threw 150 more punches and landed more.
Luis Rivera scores the bout 96-95. George Colon scores the bout 96-94. For the winner on a split decision, Lennox